Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Gyaan in 3 minutes. I'm Grandmaster Priyadharshan Kannappan. So the topic we're going to be discussing is spin, and we have been discussing the same topic for the last 2 videos. So we're going to be looking at few more additional examples and see how we can use spin to win material on the board. So the position that we have here, if you look at it, the D file is where the pin is taking place, because the bishop on d3, if we can remove the bishop, then the rook on d2 would be hanging. So black uses this to his advantage by going knight e4, and here we see a concept of relative pin. And if bishop takes e4, white just loses the rook on d2 and black would win the material and most probably win the game. So for knight e4, white went rook c2. And now knight c5, again putting pressure on d3. Knight takes d3 is the threat, so white goes back rook cd2, and black attacks by the f6, attacking the e5 defender. And if the knight on e5 moves to f3, then we just simply capture rook d3 and we have an extra piece. So white decided to go b4, and black again uses the pin to his advantage by going back knight e4. And the point of it being, if rook e2 or so, then you can just simply go knight c3 and win an exchange. And if bishop takes e4, which was what was played in the game, then rook takes d2, rook d2, rook takes d2, and black ends up with an extra exchange, and the knight on e5 is also hanging, and the a2 pawn is also hanging. So let's look to the next example. So the position that we have on the board is black to play, and here we have some issues that white is facing. So how can we use this to our advantage if we have the black pieces? And if you guessed that the move that I would play is knight e4, you are brilliant, as you found the pin idea, and knight e4 was what was played here also. And now if you can see that the queen and rook are both being attacked, and if f takes e4, then there is rook f2. So for knight e4, if white just moves his queen somewhere, then you just capture the rook on d2, and black would have a huge material advantage. Let's move on to the next example. So again, we have black to play here, and this is a slightly tricky position, so I would highly suggest you to pause the video and try to calculate all the variations before looking at the moves. So here we have a pin over here, and we also have a pin over here. So how do we use this to our advantage is the question. And black found this amazing idea, which is knight takes f4, and if knight takes f4, white captures back when the rook is hanging. So white cannot do this, and if rook takes f4, which was what was also played in the game, black comes up with rook takes e6, and now d takes e6 unfortunately is not possible because the queen is hanging, and in the game white went rook d1, and now queen takes f4, d takes e6, queen takes g5, check. And now if you look at the board, black has 3 extra pawns, and black just went on to win this game. So very nice example of pin, and we had 2 different pins in the same exact position. So let's go on to the next example. So the position that we have here is also black to play, and we see 1 pin over here. So should we just simply capture b takes c3, or should we try to look for a better move? And if you decided that I would look for a better move, it's a great decision that you just made, because there is rook takes b3, and now what you see is not just this pin, but there's also the pin over here on the third. So now the bishop can't move either way, because then he loses a rook by force. So now black also has 3 extra pawns, and black would just win this game. So thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel and press on the bell icon for more updates and notification. Bye bye. Signing off as Grandmaster Priyadharshan.